we are now officially live. What's up, everyone on YouTube? Welcome back to Trails on the Spectrum, and welcome back to another episode of the Off-Road Campground Podcast. And it is Saturday, July 11th, 2026. You know what that means? It's time for another summertime episode of the Off-Road Campground Podcast. So we're going to talk about why I skip trail rides in the summer. So when it comes to trail riding in the summer, my dad's always busy, my mom's always busy, we're all always busy, so we never have time to go on trails like Carolina Adventure World or Riverneck because we never get any time off. That's one of the main reasons, is that my dad's busy at Sam's Corner cooking hot dogs and hamburgers and all that stuff. My mom's always busy at her office. We're always busy because it's summertime, especially with it being, with 4th of July and working at the fireworks store, doing this, doing that, and we just never have time to go trail riding. And the only place in the summertime I get to ride my side by side is around the yard, going 15 miles an hour or less. So because of that, we just go ride around the yard, which is still, taking a ride, but it's not on trails. Another reason why I don't usually go trail riding in the summer, my dad thinks it's too crowded. There's going to be a lot of people there. It's going to be hard to get through all the easiest trails of when it's not busy. So I'm going to plug you guys in because I think my battery's about to die. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, so there's a lot of reasons why I don't usually go to trails in the summertime. Number one is that my parents are too busy. Like my dad's busy at Sam's Corner, my mom's busy at her office. We're all always busy during the summertime. I mean, we live in a touristy area where tourism is very important and it's very huge right now. I mean, I live in Conway, which is near Myrtle Beach. I live in Ora County, and because of that, tourism is huge, and it's hard to go trail riding in the summer because of that. Imagine that. So, yeah, the summertime is bad right now for trail riding. Plus, it's always hot. That's another thing. Trail riding this summer, you'll get super duper hot. Yeah, you can get super duper hot just trail riding in the summertime with it being in the 90s right now. So let's see, right now it is currently 92 degrees. Feels like 94. And we get a heat advisory Yesterday we just got an extreme weather warning, like extreme heat. It was super duper hot. And another reason why I don't go trail ride in the summer: thunderstorms. I mean, this doesn't lie. This is right here in Conway. So that is one of the main, another reason why I don't go trail riding in the summer. You can get caught in thunderstorms, rain. You can get caught in anything, and it just doesn't make it safe to go trail riding. And you know, when it rains a lot, the trails get closed and it just becomes all muddy, and we don't want that. Let's see what the weather is like at Carolina Adventure World. Let's go here. We'll look up Winnsboro, South Carolina. Winnsboro, South Carolina. That's where Carolina Adventure World is. And yeah, here in mid to late or early to mid July, you can see in Winnsboro it's going to be raining. There's going to be some thunderstorms because it gets really hot here in the south. So if you ever go to Carolina Adventure World, you know you're gonna get caught in some rain, some thunderstorms, and all the trails will be closed. And I think it's. Let's ask my phone. We'll come to a new chat. We'll do during a thunderstorm/rainstorm. Does Carolina Adventure World close? We can add in the AD. In most cases, no. Carolina Adventure World doesn't automatically close because of rain. Here's how they generally handle bad weather. Rain, the park operates rain or shine. Their cancellation policy specifically states the park passes camping, rentals, and special events are rain or shine. And it says here thunderstorm/lightning while the park may reopen or remain open. Oh, yeah, right. Here we go. While the park may remain open, riding can be temporarily suspended if lightning or other unsafe conditions are present. Safety comes first, so expect delays until the storm passes. Severe weather, like with hurricane season coming up in the later part of this, season into the fall. Yeah, if there are dangerous weather such as severe thunderstorms, high winds, or conditions that make the trails unsafe, park management may close the trails or the park until it's safe again. They post trail status and weather updates on the Welcome Center page. I'm asking this for my podcast of why I don't go trail riding in the summer. And plus, it's crowded. A lot of big events, especially for summer, it's to be packed. That's actually a strong discussion point for your podcast because it goes beyond. I don't like the heat. I mean, I do like the heat really much, but so I mean, a lot of people don't really ask me because I don't have any followers. Because it says the leads to a broader point. A lot of people ask me, why don't you trail ride in the summer? The parks are open and they're right. And they're right. Places like Carolina Adventure World are usually open, rain or shine. But just because the gate is open doesn't mean it's the best day to ride. Yeah, I've never really been asked anything, so I don't get any followers. But hopefully one day we will. So it's not really the weather of why we're not going trail riding. It's mostly, yep, it's mostly crowds and just being busy all the time. I mean, I've been trail riding since October of last year. So this will be the first summer with the side by side. And we usually don't really drive it a lot in the summertime because of being busy and being way too crowded. Me and my dad like to go to trails when it's not as packed. And usually we're just way too busy in the summertime to even go trail riding. So me and my dad go to during the slow season when not too many people are there. We can just go ride around. We can, go at our own pace. It's like with Carolina Adventure World. We go on a time when not too many people are there. We gotta be very careful. I think that is part of the reason why we don't go is because it's packed. And let me tell you, 4th of July at some of these off road parks are just way too crowded for going trail riding, especially during the 4th of July. I mean, we actually did talk about that. We did a 4th of July special. Yeah, we did a 4th of July special for the Off Road Campground podcast. So I'm going to come over here to my Trails on the Spectrum account. I got 21 subscribers and hopefully we can grow. So if you haven't done already, I want you to do me a favor and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so I get notified when I upload a brand new video or when I upload a brand new episode of the Off Road Campground podcast. Because there'll be a lot more trail riding videos in the fall. Maybe that's why. I've had this for about a year or so and I'm still growing the channel. So I'm actually going to rename, I'm going to keep it Trails on the Spectrum. It really fits within my personality. Yep, it's been a year. I'll go to my live streams. Yeah, we did a video 13 days ago going off road. What was it called? Going off road. Yeah, getting off road campground ready for the 4th of July. It was kind of our special 4th of July episode. And I think we even talked about how crowded these parks can be, these off road parks can be, these trails can be during the 4th of July because they got so much stuff going on that a lot of people don't want to miss out, but we're too busy working in a fireworks store on the 4th of July. And it's just why I don't really, never go trail riding during the 4th of July. That, being crowded and, it's going to be hard to find a cabin to stay in for the night because they're so limited on space. And we know where I'm going to be, going and staying if we do go to Carolina Adventure World one day for the 4th, but we don't. I don't think we ever will. Or when Riverneck does their spring bash thing, it, or their fall bash or whatever bash they have. Let's kind of look at some. So yeah, me and my dad usually go during the off season and go on a time when it's not as crowded. Even after the summer, my dad's still busy. He's busy until the winter sometimes. But I think this year we're going to make an exception in closing in the fall when school starts back. You know what? I'm actually going to come over here to OBS so we can show you guys everything. So first we're going to check out Riverneck Acres. And we'll come over here to the screen recording. And here is the website for the Riverneck Acres. We'll come over here to events. And they've already done their 4th of July weekend, their night rides. Their night ride was Saturday at 10:30. They had a DJ, a glow party, a scavenger hunt, and more. I like to go to the family-friendly trails. July 20th through the 30th, they're going to be closed for groundskeeping because of their 4th of July. And then Labor Day, we will skip that because it's a 4-day weekend with a night ride on Saturday at 9:30. I can tap for more info, but we're not going to. So the Labor Day weekend we just skip out on because of how packed it's going to be. We never like to go October 1st to the 4th because it's a free weekend charity event. Only Friday and Saturday. Halloween Mud Bash, we usually don't go there. But if you do want to go, here are some events coming up in the fall where I'm going to be staying away from. The Labor Day 4-day weekend, the free weekend charity event, the Halloween Mud Bash trick or treat costume contest, a $2,500 pumpkin hunt, and a night ride on Saturday at 9:30. And then their fall bashes in November. We usually don't want to, so we pretty much go after the fall bash. As you can see here with their fall bash, they have a concert, racing, and more activities in concert on the 14th of November. So yeah, we did go. We like last time we went to, like the first time we went to Riverneck, me and my dad, we skipped out on the fall bash and we skipped out on Halloween. So we went in early November and late November, right before Thanksgiving. Like we went on the 20th. Yeah, we went on November 20th and November 6th. So that time there was nobody there. It was not as busy. And then they're open for Thanksgiving, so they're doing a Thanksgiving thing. Dinner Thursday at 4 p.m. on the 26th of November. And then they have New Year's Eve. They're closed for Christmas, so they don't do a Christmas thing. But that is Riverneck. Now let's go to Carolina Adventure World, CarolinaAdventureWorld.com, and we can go look at some of their events. 2020. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is their summer calendar. So for their 2026 for the next 7 months. In July, they had their 250 years back-to-back night rides. They had a night ride on the 20. They're gonna have a night ride on the 25th, which I'm gonna skip out on because it's summertime. That's another thing. I don't really go riding in the summer because of this, of how packed it's going to be, and plus we're busy in the summer. We never get a chance to. We even skip out on the August 15th and August 16th, the Summer Splash family weekend, and of course the night ride on the 29th. We skip out on Labor Day weekend at Carolina Adventure World. We skip out on a lot of the night rides. We skip out on the duck hunt and Halloween bash. We skip on that night ride. The Veterans Day weekend, we skip on that. Don't need to go there. We skip out on the Turkey Trail weekend and night ride. We skip on the December Lights night ride. We usually go, I don't know what we're gonna do, December 19th. And we skip out on New Year's Eve. We skip out on all of these events, because that's the days when they're the most packed. That's when they're the most packed, is all those days that we showed. So that's basically it. I mean, it's not that bad. Plus, giving out on all the special events means I have more time to myself. Me and my dad have time for ourselves, just to cruise. Like, really cruise down the trail. Don't have to worry about a single thing. And that's why me and my dad both, we skip out on the busy trail rides, which are the special events, because of how packed it's going to be. It's going to be hard to find a place to stay. I mean, there's just so many different things why I don't go trail riding in the summer, apart from being busy. And my dad never gets a time off from work, so we never get a chance to go trail riding on one of his days off. And whenever he does have a day off, he just wants to sleep and relax. So we never really get a chance to go trail riding. Not until the summer is over and kids are back in school, and things are back to normal. So yeah, when it comes to summer trail rides, I'm not missing out on a whole lot. But what I like to do in the summertime is just to ride around myself, around the yard, go, around circles, even sometimes ride around my neighborhood, drive around my neighborhood. But I don't get to do that either. Yep, I never get to do that either. Because of being so hot, and we get a lot of thunderstorms in the summertime. So it just sits in the garage during those days when it's super duper hot and raining with a lot of thunderstorms. So it's really hard to plan a drive in the around the side, in the side by side in the summertime when it's really hot and it's raining and there's thunderstorms, because I do live in a tropical area. So there's just a lot. And it's hard to plan a specific day to go out in the side by side and drive it around so it doesn't just sit there, the battery draining, or the gas going bad, or anything else like that. That could happen to a side by side just sitting in the garage. So we'll probably find a day when it's not that hot. especially when there's going to be a lot of rain and thunderstorms coming up this week and next week. So probably won't be able to drive it till the fall. I mean, even in the fall, it's still pretty hot. It doesn't get cool here until the winter. So not too many. Yeah, there's not too many. Yeah, there's not that many opportunities to go out and go riding in the side by side, especially with it being hot and it's the summertime. It usually gets pretty hot in the summertime, and a lot of rainstorms, thunderstorms, and that's why it's always good to check your phone, check your computer, check the weather before you head out. And sometimes when you see a small percentage, I mean, we could go out later tonight and go riding around. Cause I don't think it's going to rain today because it shows a very small percentage. But we don't know what it's going to be like today. Go riding around because we do have a heat advisory here in South Carolina. So I guess right now, and even when my mom's packing her car up with the trash, it's going to be difficult to find a time to go riding around in the yard in the side by side. Because, I like my side by side and I want to be able to drive as much as I can. But it's hard to in the summertime. And sometimes I'm usually at the office a lot. And I'm here. I'm just going here and there and everywhere during the summertime, and it's hard to pick a day for me and my dad to pack up our clothes and go trail riding at Carolina Adventure World. We usually do that in the winter time because we went in January as well as March before the corner opened back up for the spring. So we only went 2 times. One was for an entire 3-day weekend, and the other was just for a couple of days, like 2 days and 1 night. So we didn't really do much during those days at Carolina Adventure World. So going riding around in the side by side, we have to pick a day when it's not as crowded and we can easily find a cabin for us to stay in. Which my dad's pretty good at picking days where it's not as crowded, there's no special events going on. We can easily find a cabin that's wide open, and we can easily stay there. And after the summer, me and my dad's gonna go and look for a cabin that is a duplex. I can stay in one, and my parents can stay in the other, and just stay in a duplex cabin. So finding a time to go trail riding is hard, especially this time of year. And because of that, me and my dad just skip trail riding in the summertime because of how crowded it can be, how hot it can be, thunderstorms happen, and we're just way too busy to go trail riding in the summertime, and we usually skip out on all the summer trail rides. Me and my dad usually like to go in the fall, the winter, in the early spring before things start to get crazy at my dad's work at Sam's Corner. My mom works at the office all day. But usually, on days when I'm not doing absolutely nothing, we all have time off. It's usually way too hot to go riding around the side by side, especially in the yard. So it's definitely one of those things we have to keep a watch out for. I mean, we'll be able to drive the side by side a lot in November, especially on the road. So it's going to get a lot more usage out of it. So I'm definitely looking forward to the winter and the fall. So when my dad closes Sam's Corner for the year, for the season, we can do all the trail riding we want on a day when it's not too busy, because at these family friendly um, off road parks like Carolina Adventure World and Riverneck, which Riverneck's not really that family friendly, but Carolina Adventure World is more family friendly than Riverneck. When they have all these special events happening, for a fact it's going to be crowded. Those are the days when my dad decided not to go on, or the days when it's crowded and there's a lot of people there and it's hard to get through anything. So, this episode is to help you guys picking a day to go trail riding, and that'll help you survive the trails and thrive on the trails. So yeah, we like to go on a day when it's not as crowded, because it's dangerous out there during the packed days. That's another thing, is that it's dangerous on a day when it's really really packed, especially at Riverneck, and sometimes Carolina Adventure World. Things could happen. And if we talk, because we did do a 4th of July episode over 10 to 11 days ago, and a lot of that stuff doesn't really pertain to me in terms of going on a day when it's crowded. And this is why. Because we like to go at our own pace, trail ride at our own pace, and just go cruising at our own pace. We don't have to worry about running into trail traffic. Yeah, and running into traffic on the trails from other side by sides, other ATVs, and people just riding like maniacs. So that way, on a day when it's not as crowded, we have to go at our own pace and just cruise, and don't have to worry about it, and just have fun. Don't have to worry about a single thing because it's not as crowded. So basically, I'm saying, you guys, it is okay to skip out on the special events and skip out on really crowded days, because it'll help keep you safe. You can go at your own pace, and you can just ride. Spread out your trail riding days. Like on a day when you see it's way too crowded, then yeah, you can skip out on that day and go on a day when it's not so crowded and just go ride around. And you get better opportunity for a cabin, and they're just wide open because there's hardly anyone there. Even staying in a cabin gives you early access to the trail without anyone getting there later in the day. So it's always going to get up early in the morning and go trail riding before anyone gets there, and it starts getting crowded. That's what's good about staying in a cabin is they can go early in the morning before anyone else get a head start, before a lot of people start packing up in the parking lot with their machines, and starts getting crowded and it's all clustered and just ugh, miserable, absolutely miserable. So a lot of these trail rides, I mean, it's okay to go early in the morning, especially if you're staying in a cabin. Just get up early that morning, eat breakfast, and get all your clothes on and get ready for the day on the trails, and then head out before anyone else. Because by the time people start coming in, you're already done with your trail rides later on in the day. And a lot of those days of time, that time of year, it mostly happens in the fall, the winter, and probably the early spring. Like when kids are in school and there's not too many families there, because a lot of these are family oriented, and it's hard to find a cabin or find a parking spot because it's so crowded. And plus, the weather is just way too hot. And you can get thunderstorms a lot, rainstorms. I mean, those are the type of conditions I don't like to ride in: is rain, thunderstorms, heat. I mean, there's just a lot that goes on with trail riding in the summertime, and you don't even, it's like you don't have to go trail riding just on a day when everyone's there. You just go at your own pace. You can go at your own speed when there's hardly anyone there. And it really helps keep you safe. It helps keep you going at your own pace, and you don't have to feel rushed. I mean, I guess even if it's crowded, it won't be that crowded because they're on different trails, and finding trails that are the least congested, or there's a lot of traffic on those trails, especially the one-way trails. Those are tight, and it's just hard to go at those times a year. So yeah, we don't really go when it's that crowded. And even if there's people there, me and my dad like to go on trails when it's not as packed or congested or anything like that. It's just wide open, and we don't have to worry about it. And it's really helped out a lot over time with getting to know the trails and really getting used to the trails, that we feel more confident and comfortable on those trails. And the last time we went to Carolina Adventure World, it was muddy. There was a lot of mud and really, red clay. It was just, wow. there's still some when we went back in March. I mean, that's the last good time to go trail riding before the fall or before the summer starts. So me and my dad used to like to go when it's cooler. There's not as many rainstorms. I guess there's still rainstorms in the fall and the winter. But yeah, me and my dad like to go when it's a lot cooler. It's not as packed. There's no special events going on. And we just find the best times to go and just go trail riding, do all the trail riding we want. So I think the trails that we want to go explore, we'll have to do it in the fall and the winter. But we will update you guys with other plans for trail riding, even in the summer, finding a time when it's a lot calmer. It's a lot slower. It's not as packed. But I guess there's a lot of families there with kids, so they can pack in a lot of trail riding before school starts back in the fall. I guess it's another reason why it's a good time to go, because it's not as crowded. There's not as many families. And we can go at our own pace and just go trail riding without having to worry about a single thing. I mean, as a driver, I feel great being the only one there and just doing all the trail riding we want and go at our own pace. I don't have to worry about running into anyone with it being so congested. There's a lot of traffic, and it's just really hard to get through anything or anyone. Because I wait on no one. I just go. And it's hard to enjoy the side by side the way it was meant to if the trails are congested. There's a lot of people there, a lot of traffic. There's special events going on, which I don't really mind special events, but they're just way too crowded for both me and my dad. We like to go at our own pace and just enjoy. We don't have to worry about other people. Because my family, we're not people, um, people. So it's easier to go in the fall and the winter when it's not as crowded. And that's when you'll be seeing the most trail riding videos, is during the fall and the winter time. During the summer, not really. There's not many videos in the summertime, except for this show right here, the Off Road Campground Podcast, which also gives me plenty of time to go and ride around my yard, enjoy my neighborhood, and also enjoy the side by side as well. Get some use out of it for the summer, because summer is like 3 months. Yep, June, July, and August. And during those 3 months, I can go ride around my yard and go around the neighborhood. We can do some cleaning, do some maintenance on it whenever it needs to be maintained. We can install new accessories for the fall and the winter time. And it just gives us plenty of time to work on the side by side whenever we need to install the next thing we're going to install is a roadworthy kit with everything that is needed to make this thing street legal by November 14th. Yeah, I think it's November 14th that we go. And it'll be ready for the road. It'll be ready for the street. Which the crazy thing is, I can't drive my own machine. My dad has to drive it. My mom has to drive it. Anyone with a valid driver's license can drive the side by side on the road, but I can only drive it on the trails or the yard or even my neighborhood. But I guess mainly around my yard and also trails. So it's going to get a lot more usage in November, December. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be fun driving the side by side around and enjoying it. And what really sucks is the the distance we can drive it. 10 miles. I mean, really? I mean, to get from our house to Conway. Let me see how long it'll take to get to downtown Conway from here. Is it possible in November to get to downtown Conway, South Carolina, from, and I'll put my home address, because that's where we're driving it from. We're driving it from our driveway into downtown Conway. Using Highway 378, which has lowered to 45 miles per hour. Yes, if the speed limit on 378 has been lowered to 45 by November. Oh, oh, on a side by side. That's what I meant. Oh, on my, I guess, you could say on my Polaris RZR XP 4 1000 Ultimate. So that's what I can work on in the summertime when I'm not doing much trail riding. We can work on modifying it to go and make it street legal. If I'm referring to drive my Polaris RZR XP 4 1000 Ultimate on public roads from 45, okay, from my house to downtown Conway using 378. The key issue is not the month of November, it's whether your RZR is street legally registered. And it says if the RZR is street legal in South Carolina, properly titled, registered, insured, displaying a license plate, and equipped I mean, it will be street legal by then. We'll work on it later this year, maybe even after the wedding. We'll work on it, make it street legal. That's what I'll be working on either this summer or after the wedding before the law goes into effect. Sounds like you got a solid plan if you're getting your Polaris Razor XP 4000 Ultimate ready for South Carolina's new UTV law. Doing the work before it takes effect in November 2026 puts me in a good position. Under the new law, qualifying UTVs can be operated on roads with speed limits of 55 miles per hour or less. Prove that they are registered, insured, equipped, and operated within the law's other requirements. So here's what we're needing for the Sabbath side: a street legal registration and license plate liability insurance. That's not hard. Department of Transportation compliant lighting, headlights, brake lights, taillights, and turn signals. Minors, a horn if required, seat belts. And other equipment required under the new law, which we're going to work on later this year. Once everything is legal, my idea of riding from Lowing Circle into downtown Conway could make for some great podcast and YouTube content, especially showing viewers. So I guess it would be a lot of, writing videos with the Sabbath side going to downtown Conway for the Trails on the Spectrum. So make sure you be on the lookout for that in the future. So it's definitely going to be awesome to go trail riding in the fall, the winter, and of course the early spring. I don't know what my dad's plans are for next year, for 2027. So yeah, it's all gonna be awesome. So if you guys enjoyed it, I'm gonna cut it short today because I gotta get ready for the day. And we'll see you guys next time. And yeah, I'm gonna make this less than an hour long, but it is what it is. And we'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload a brand new video or when I do another episode of the Off-Road Campground Podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.